We continue now with part 4, dealing with the high octave. We've been looking at the middle octave, which spans from the middle F to the middle E, and we've been looking at various positions and harmony to do with the middle octave. The high octave now goes into the orange area and also looks at the same 7 lettered notes, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. It begins on the bottom of the treble staff and ends up on the top space of the treble staff. So we have space, line, space, line, space, line, space going up the 7 high octave notes. If you position your hand in the studio position with the middle C played with the thumb, then we have the 4th finger going to the F for the first 4 notes, and the next 3 being with the middle thumb going up to the 3rd finger. In the high octave, we do the same position, the studio position on the high C next to the 2 blacks, and we have the 7 notes of the high octave. Now we come to an important concept that I use in my method. I call this a musical journey. A musical journey is a journey that you cover from previously learnt work in the same order, basically, but a few things have been modified. The high octave is going to travel through the same journey as the middle octave did. All that happens is the middle C 3 notes will now sound a little bit higher, but everything else is the same. The notes have the same letter name, so C, D, E repeats again, C, D, E, but something changes. There's always a slight modification. We can see that C, D, E is placed higher up in the treble staff line than the middle octave is. But more importantly than that is the fact that the line, space, line of the middle octave is now reversed to become a space, line, space. And this happens every time you change octaves. The lines and the spaces reverse. So middle C, D, E and the high C, D, E much higher up in the treble staff. And we start with the first group of pieces that we started way back in the middle octave. We go back to our understanding of articulation again, and we yet again meet our relaxed wrist curve that we started at the very beginning of Book 1A. The butterfly starts off in the high octave with the relaxed wrist curve that we learned. We haven't been doing relaxed wrist curve for some time because all our articulation has now turned into legatos, staccatos and slurs. So you'll find in the high octave, the relaxed wrist curve is a fairly slow sort of articulation. You could go a bit faster. Butterfly up so high. But we know the legato speeds it up a bit, and so does the staccato. So on my head is legato with some staccato added in. On my head, on my nose, just a thought that I suppose, inside out, outside in, see if you can make it spin. A slur at the end. Clear the hand. Clear the hand. Went to bed with a hat up on her head. She woke up with a clock. Time to play. did with part 3, we did a lot of songs in the early stages. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, made some tarts on a lovely summer's day. Jack of Hearts stole the tarts and ran away. Now we have an understanding, and we've had this since part 3, that the C, D, E can be the inner 3 fingers or the middle 3 fingers. So there's no distinction between these 3 and these 3. It's an option. The students can decide on which 3 they would like to use. Au clair de la lune, the next song, is the first of the Continental songs, the songs that are not English. These are various language pieces, and the first one, Au clair de la lune, quite a well-known French song. I have the French version here and the English version. It might be safer to do the English version. Underneath the moonlight, my best friend Pieroni, lend me please your pen so I can write some words. Or Pieroni's rough French version. Au clair de la lune, mon ami Pieroni, prêtez-moi ta plume pour écrire un mot. Bumblebee. Bumblebee, don't fear, I will always hear. Will you come from tea, dear Miss Bumblebee? So, we have now entered the high octave, beginning with 3 notes of the right hand, C, D and E, revising what we did in the previous part 3, and I call this the musical journey. The next group of songs starts bringing in the left hand, and the left hand is going to be in 2 different octaves. The first octave is the low octave. Group 2 now introduces the left hand with the high octave, and the first set is to do with the low high octave. So the right hand is in the high octave and the left hand is in the low octave, separated by the middle octave. So these are actually 2 octaves apart. High C, D, E and the low C, D, E. And the fingering, inner 3 fingers or middle 3 fingers. Doesn't make any difference to the actual sound, pitch. First song, Fred the Donkey. This is Fred the Donkey, he is very wonky. Now the 2 hands play together in the typical octave form. This is Fred the Donkey, he is very wonky. Bit of pat. On my hat, bit of pat, just like that. 2 fat grubs.